G'day guys! So in this video I am doing an unbox and test of Furitek's new drift ESC, the Furitek Slide Tech ESC. I've been looking forward to getting one of these ESCs, and as you know, I've apart from all the stuff that I do on this channel, I've been getting into a little bit of drifting. I haven't done a lot as of late due to other projects that you may have seen on the channel. Some of it too is the weather. It's been pretty crap, to be honest. As I'm filming this now, we're in August, and here in Australia in August it's winter for us, so it's really cold. And yes, I haven't been doing a lot of drift videos lately. Now, this ESC, I've been wanting to get one for a while. Problem I've had is it's nowhere in Australia I can find one. So I've looked in the majority of Australian hobby sites. They haven't had it. They don't have any, which was a bit of a bummer. And I only could get this ESC from A-Main Hobbies. And me being me, I try to do my best to support my local hobby shops. That's my preference, but it is what it is. I had to go and source it from overseas. So instead of me just flapping my gums as always, let's go straight over to the workbench and we will have a look. So here it is, guys, the Furitek Slide Tech 1/10 censored ESC. This is Furitek's drift specific ESC, and I have to say I am quite eager to unbox this and have a test of it. So I will be putting it into my Yokomo Rookie Drift 2.0 chassis. I don't have the body on it at the moment because I'm actually in the process of doing a new body for it. So when everything's all ready and ready for testing, you'll see a new shell. So we'll cover that later. But this is I haven't taken it out of the box, out of the packaging or anything like that. I've pretty much just gotten the ESC, plopped it on the table and got the camera out. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to take it out of the packaging and so forth, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so this is what you get in the box. So it comes in one of these little, I guess you call it a Ziploc bag. And with that Ziploc bag you get some basic instructions. You can scan, there's an app to scan on this. So what I can understand, this has built-in Wi-Fi, so you can adjust parameters and so forth via your phone, whether it be Android or Apple. You get some 3.5mm bullet plugs here. This is for if the motor that you use has bullet plugs. You also get the mounts for a fan. Now the fan does not come with a fan. However, the fan if you want to use a fan, is a 30 by 30 millimeter. But I don't think I'll be needing that because I'm not doing anything crazy with that. And this ESC has some really cool features. Now this one you can get it in a few different colors. This one is in the purple, You can get it in red. You can get it, I'm pretty sure you can get it in black. There's a different variation of the purple too. This is purple and gold. You can get purple and black. You can get red and gold. And I think you can get blue as well. I'm not too sure. So it comes. This is how it comes. You need to solder your own plugs onto it. So whether it be XT60, bullet plug, what have you. You need to do that. It comes, like I said, very basic. So I will be downloading the app. So it's a 160 amp ESC, and as you can see here too, guys, it has a little LCD screen, and your power button is also doubled. So this is your power button, and it doubles as a scroll button, so you can go through the menus. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to have a quick look at the instructions off camera. I'm going to get it mounted to the chassis and soldered up with the plugs and onto the motor. And then what we will do is I'll go through some of the functions with you, and then we'll go have some fun and give it a test. Alright guys, now I have the ESC mounted and connected to the motor and receiver, and the battery plug's all done. Now I was going to film this with my GoPro, however my GoPro doesn't like up close footage. It goes blurry, so I'm doing this on my phone, which unfortunately means I can't show you the app, which was a bit of a bummer because there are some really cool features on the app. It gives you some, I guess you call it live telemetry, like lifetime telemetry as you're driving. Not that you would really use it, but it's a cool little feature, and it also saves you having to use the little one piece button here. Now, when you boot this thing up for the very first time, I've disabled it because I've gone through. I've probably done about 85-90% of the setup. But the first time you boot this thing up, it goes through like a bit of a pre-run check, I guess you would call it. So it goes through things like ESC temp, receiver signal strength, motor connection, and so on and so forth. So it goes through all that, and it has a little checklist that comes up on the screen. And for some reason, it wouldn't recognize the sensor lead. Don't know why, but so I found a way to disable that. But when you do it for the first time, you will see that, but you won't see it here because I've disabled it. So, but to turn it on, push the middle button here, and you come up with the little Furitek logo. Now, this is kind of the main screen. It does have a what do you call it? A screensaver. So if you don't touch it for a certain period of time, what will happen is it will come up with this another screen, which will give you time and date, and like battery voltage. But it has some really cool features. So this button here, it's a button and a scroll wheel, like kind of like those gaming PC mouse things that you use for gaming. So you can scroll it. You got different screens for different, just for your own personal preference. But shows you running time, motor temp, ESC temp, and as you can see, it's at 20.3 degrees Celsius. You have RPM, you have battery voltage, and DDR. Sorry guys, I'm having, you can't really see it there in the middle, but it says, pretty sure it's DDR current. I'm guessing that's direct drive current. So, but you can push the, pushed it too hard. So you can you got telemetry running, throttle, so you can change things like punch. You can calibrate your throttle, reverse delay. So in this case, I've got it as double tap. So you brake and then go again. And then you got your drive frequency and brake frequency. And you got log file. So basically what it does is I guess you'd call it data logging. You can adjust your throttle curve. Now, me personally, I mean, whether it's drifting, off-road racing, on-road racing, I just leave the throttle linear. That's just me. Now, as you just saw there, guys, I didn't touch anything. It just went back to this screen. So shows you the current battery level. It's at 8.2 volts. And you can also set it to different battery types. So you got LiPo high voltage, and we're just leaving it at that. And you got all your different settings, so you can set, so for you Americans, you can set it as degrees Fahrenheit, and you can set what temperature you want the ESC to cut out at, and you can tell it what type of motor it is. So I've got it set at 10.5 turn because that's what that is there. And we have auto shutdown. So if this doesn't have any interaction whatsoever for half an hour, it just turns itself off. And you got screensaver. Now pre-run safety check is disabled, but that's on and that's off. And then if you somehow manage to muddle it up, you can do a factory reset. Now, one of the cool little, I guess you call it party pieces with this ESC. So here you have turbo timing, and you can adjust the degrees, like the timing degree. And then you got boost settings, so you can adjust when you want the boost to come in at RPM. So I've got it set at 20,000 RPM and to stop at 31,000 RPM. However, the real cool thing that I like down here is down here in drift mode. So, and we have rev limiter. So I'll turn it off. Now you can set it. It's the you got cut off RPM at I've got it set at 30,000 RPM, and drop back RPM is, well, as you saw there, was 25,000 RPM. So the minimum distance you can have it set at is 5,000 RPM minimum difference. So this is what it sounds like without rev limiter. You can hear the boosts coming in. Okay, so I'm trying to do this looking through my phone, so bear with me, guys. So we go to advanced again, all the way down to drift mode. Bear with me. And we turn the rev limiter on, so it cuts in at 30,000 RPM, and drops back to 25,000. Sorry about that, guys. I accidentally hit the stop button there. So as I was saying, the rev limiter cuts at 30,000 RPM and drops back to 25,000 RPM. So now you'll hear the rev limiter. How's that for a cool little party trick? So yeah, so you got, and so here we scroll this way, so I don't have a temperature sensor on the motor, because here on the side you got telemetry ports here. So this here is actually for an external LCD screen, so when the body is on you obviously won't see this here, so you can have an external screen mounted up there, I guess for gits and shigs. This shows you the current state of the battery, so that's the start of the red line there. And we go along, get it to focus. So histogram, so this is basically a data log of its current running session and so forth, and then we're back to the main screen. And so you see, and so it shows you the amps and so forth. And if we look at the corner here, shows you time and date. So there's some cool little features. There are other screens. I got to go through the different. There's some other different screens you can have on here, but it's virtually just the same thing. So yeah, so that there, guys, is the initial setup. So why don't we take this outside and we'll have a bit of fun with it. Alright guys, we are at a normal testing area. I know some people will comment about where I'm driving this. Unfortunately, there's really nowhere to, there's no drift tracks in my area, so just have to make do with this tarmac, but it'll be good enough to test anyway. So got the car all ready, so we'll cut to the testing, see how we go. Alright, let's see how this goes. We're just going to go nice and easy. I have to admit, this is a bit of a big step up from the Castle speed controller. It sounds cool with that rev limiter function. Not sure how well you can hear it on camera, but yeah, it does sound cool, that rev limiter. The throttle response is pretty damn good too. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I have it set linear. but so far the throttle control is really nice. I have to admit, it does sound cool hearing like that limiter bash function. What I will do now is I will bring it in and see what the ESC temp is like. Okay guys, now I don't know if you can see on the screen, however, just looking at the ESC temp, which is in this corner here, it peaked at around 35.5 degrees Celsius. I'll put that down, what that is in Fahrenheit, and that's just messing about with it how it is. I'm not going too hard on it. So what I'm going to do, and see it's dropping down 33.2, 32.9 degrees Celsius, and yeah, so far so good. I'm liking the performance of it. Like I said, I have the throttle set linear. There's no adjustment to like throttle punch or things like that. It's pretty much as it is, and I'm liking it so far. So I put the shell back on and we'll have a little bit more fun with it. So what I'll do guys is I'll drive it around a bit more and see. Now for the record guys, as I'm recording this right now, it is winter, and at the moment it's about 4 degrees Celsius. Again, I'll put that down in Fahrenheit. So I'll run it a bit more and see what the ESC temperature is like. And what I'll do is I'll be a little bit harder on the throttle and see how it goes with the limiter bashing, see if that changes anything with the temperature. So that's just on the limiter right now. So for the record too guys, I have added a little bit of boost, so it does make the rev limiter like hit really quick. So it's not, there's a little bit of boost, so just for the record guys, but we'll see what the temperature is like shortly. Alright, let's see what the ESC temp is like. Okay guys, I just saw then, just as it was, It was 40 degrees Celsius. Again, I put that in Fahrenheit, but now it's just dropping down. So like I said, I was really pinging it hard on the rev limiter. The motor is warm, or barely warm, but yeah, 40 degrees Celsius was the ESC temp. That's pretty damn good, guys. Like I said, I had a little bit of boost put into this just for the change the characteristics of the rev limiter. But yeah, honestly guys, that's pretty damn good. I like that. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to pause the video here, and we are going to be back at the workbench. Well guys, I am very pleased and impressed with this speed controller. I'm very happy with the way it performed. I'm happy with basically with everything. Now, as I mentioned earlier, when I was running it, I did add a little bit of boost to the ESC, and quite frankly, I mean, with the way I drive and where I drive it, it was quite happy driving around in that parking lot area. And as you saw from that second bit of running footage, I wasn't holding back. I was basically trying to see how high I can get the temperature on this speed controller to go. And like I said, I saw it at about 40 degrees Celsius when I took the shell off and could see it on the screen. 40 degrees Celsius, and like I said too, the motor was barely warm, and like I was punishing it, like I was giving it the beans and seeing what it was going to do. And I am impressed with how it performed, and I'm happy with how it's going. I might later on do a follow-up video on this. I do want to put a different motor in this. Not that there's really anything wrong with this Team Wave motor, but just maybe a more drift specific motor if there's any difference. But yeah, I'm happy with how the car performed with this speed controller. I'm happy with how the speed controller is working. So guys, that'll be the end of this video. If you have any questions, if you have any tips for me, I'm all ears. Please don't hesitate to comment. But until the next video, guys, enjoy your hobby and cheers.